Hello and welcome to Amigos IAS. I am Adnan. In today's segment, we'll be discussing the concerns of using Aadhaar for the welfare schemes in India. And this particular article is based on the Hindu's analysis. So let us see what is this issue about. So recently, credit rating agency Moody, okay, it has given a report in which it has mentioned that India's Aadhaar system has certain problems because of authentication or authorization, and second point is because of the biometric reliability. The other aspect mentioned by this particular report was regarding centralized system which is holding the entire database of Aadhaar. So let us break it down into simple points. So what is this credit rating agency talking about regarding India's Aadhaar? They gave a report called Decentralized Finance and Digital Assets, which talk about decentralized digital identity systems instead of centralized biometric system. That means India's Aadhaar system is centralized. Why? Because it is the central government which created a body called as Unique Identification Authority of India as per 2016 Act of Aadhaar, and this UIDAI has the entire database of all the Indians' Aadhaar. This is not appreciated by Moody's. It says you have to go for decentralization. That means you have to give, for example, like digital wallets should be created for all the citizens, and people should store the Aadhaar data in their digital wallets, and only when the government requires they can share this data with the agencies. But this is not what is happening right now. Fine, because in India as of now it is centralized. And second point is security and privacy concerns are there with respect to this particular Aadhaar that we will discuss in this class. Okay, so authorization, authentication, as well as the reliability of biometric data has also been questioned. Why? Let us see point by point. India, of course, reacted by saying that India has dismissed the reports of the Moody's credit rating agency by saying that your claims are not right. Aadhaar has been upheld by IMF and the World Bank as a very important or trusted digital ID in the world. Okay, and government also said that when we have seeded the Aadhaar in the schemes, welfare schemes like, or I can say MG which guarantees the right to work, the payment of the workers should be coming through this particular MG scheme, and Aadhaar seeding, Aadhaar based payments are going on. Government says that the database has been done without requiring the worker to authenticate their biometrics. But again, the ground reality says otherwise. Even payment to the workers under the scheme is made by directly giving money in their account and does not require them to use their biometrics. This is what the government responded typically. But let us try to understand, really, are we not asking biometric data to the Narega workers? Are we directly depositing the money in their accounts without asking for their biometrics? That is what we have to understand now in this particular video. So let us see first the meaning of what is Aadhaar. So Aadhaar is a unique identification number, 12-digit number, which is given to all Indian residents is the key word here. Please focus. After the end of this lecture, I will be asking you a PYQ, a previous year question of UPSC. So please pay attention to the class. All Indian residents, they are not saying citizens, means Aadhaar is not a proof of citizenship. Residents can be even non-resident Indians who are not away from India for at least 182 days. Even foreigners residing in India, okay, they also can get Aadhaar card. Very important point, don't forget this. It is given by a statutory body called Unique Identification Authority of India. So during enrollment, what they will collect? Not only our basic demographic details about what we are, who we are, they also will take our biometric data. What are those? Iris scans and the fingerprints. These two are called as the biometric in this particular case. This data also is taken from the people in the Aadhaar database. What is the objective here? Because you want to remove the people who are fake. Okay, all residents should have a unique ID card to remove corruption for welfare programs by removing ghosts, people who are dead, and also fake individuals also we want to remove by this Aadhaar card. Okay, so government favors Aadhaar for several other government to citizen cash transfer programs, not only for the welfare schemes Okay, also for the cash transfer programs, for example, what are the cash transfer programs? Narega, MG Narega, which guarantees for every household 100 days of 100 days of work days. Okay, that means payment for the 100 days of work. Not only that, PM Kisan scheme also is there, which also gives 6,000 rupees per year to the farmers. These are the cash transfer scheme. For this also government wants to identify proper beneficiaries. Apart from that, what we have? DBT, direct benefit transfer, for various schemes like Pahal scheme, subsidy for the gas cylinders, and ration for the poor people. All these are there for this welfare schemes and cash transfer programs. For this, we want to remove the ghosts and duplicates. Government has said that substantial savings in welfare schemes have come because of Aadhaar. Money is not being taken away by the fake people or those who are dead, because now the actual beneficiaries are getting the amounts. So the government has saved the money. This is what government says. Fine. So why the use is concerning here? Ration, for example, if I say a person who already has Aadhaar authenticated ID, ration card, he is getting, for example, 35 kg of rice. He is entitled to get 35 kg of rice, but the dealer is giving only 30 kgs of rice. But Aadhaar is not able to find out actually what quantity of rice is being sent to those beneficiaries. So here we have problem. That means it is not foolproof. Aadhaar has no role in detecting or preventing this kind of fraud. Okay, so ration example we have taken. And also in many rural areas, people have to make multiple trips to ration shops because authentication problems will happen. Why authentication problems happen? Because of lack of reliable internet facilities, fading fingerprints. Many times fingerprints will not be working. Okay, among daily wage workers, sometimes cuts, scratches happens, as Moody's investor credit rating agency has informed that India is a humid country, hot country. Many times what happens is people work in humid conditions, so their iris scans or their fingerprints will not be working in the hot humid climates. Many workers will have cuts in their fingers also. Many times they will not be able to authenticate by fingerprints as well. So okay, so and sometimes because of having less internet, or I can say mobile network connectivity, OTP will not come on time. So multiple times people have to go again and again for authentication. So it's a big problem here. Okay, data on the number of attempts is also not public. Even CAG also has criticized UIDAI for their in, uh, ineffective, or I can say inadept data management. And UIDAI is also not having a system to analyze the factors which are causing these authentication errors. UIDAI also is not able to have any data on that. So what is Aadhaar's role in cash withdrawals? So this is what we have seen in the past. The one is the welfare schemes, the ration schemes. What about cash withdrawal? For example, PM Kisan scheme is there, or I can say that of course PM Kisan scheme, their direct amount comes into your account. But what about the cash withdrawal through the MG Naregas? So see here, to direct a payment using Aadhaar for Narega, there are 3 steps. That means we have to link Aadhaar with Narega card for the Narega workers to get the cash. So how it happens? First one you can see. First, workers Aadhaar number should be linked to the job card. Narega job card will be given. With the job card, you have to link the Aadhaar. And next one is what you need to have your Aadhaar linked with your bank account also. Linkage of Aadhaar with bank account is important to authenticate. Fine. Third step is what? Aadhaar should be linked correctly through her bank branch through a mapper of the NPCI. So under the MeitY, Ministry of Electronics and IT, we have this NPCI, which is a Payment Corporation of India. Through NPCI, you have to link. For example, you have 5 mobile numbers, or you can say 5 bank accounts, and you have one Aadhaar card. And your Aadhaar is linked with those 5 bank accounts, but you have to mention actually in which bank account you want to receive that particular cash. So with NPCI mapper, you can do that in the third step. That means in which bank account you want to receive the money. Fine. So 3 steps are there in the linking of Narega with the Aadhaars. So what happens here is this Aadhaar becomes a financial address. So everywhere Aadhaar is very common here. Okay, for the individual and for the cash transferred by the government, it gets deposited to the last Aadhaar linked bank account, because you will choose which account it has to be transferred. Individuals can withdraw the money from their Aadhaar linked bank account from any other private banking. Kiosks are there, point of sale machines are there, micro ATMs are there. From all these things, you can use your biometric and you can withdraw your money. So this platform is known as Aadhaar enabled payment system. Now this is another topic which we can discuss at another day. what is the problem with Aadhaar enabled payment system. In this, what happens is OTPs will not be asked directly. You need just a biometric, which is your fingerprint, and with that you can get the cash. But this also has a problem. Many scamsters have swindled people like anything. Your fingerprints, you use lot of things, water bottles, or you can put your fingerprints, your finger on any place. So there, the scamsters, they are using silicon thumbs. They're using silicon thumbs. They are capturing your fingerprint data, and once they get access to your fingerprint, what they will be doing with the silicon thumb, they will be using that fingerprint to withdraw the money. And the problem, I'll tell you what happens here. This Aadhaar enabled payment system does not need your bank account. It does not need your, it does not need any other details like OTP. OTP is not required. Bank account number is not required. So what is required then? Only which bank you have your account, first thing. And second thing is your biometric data and Aadhaar number. So once somebody, a scamster, gets your Aadhaar number, that's why people said don't share your Aadhaar number with anyone. Very important point. Fine. So in Puttaswamy case, Supreme Court has held right to privacy is a fundamental right as per Article 21. So your Aadhaar number is there, your fingerprint also is there, and which bank you have account. If I know these three things, then your amount is gone. I can withdraw amount so easily. No need of OTP also. That is the problem with this Aadhaar enabled payment system. See how many problems are there. Authentication errors, why they happen? Because any errors in payment, many times it happens. See, spellings in the job card will be there many times. Right spellings will not be there in the Aadhaar, in the Narega job card. And in the Aadhaar database also, many times we have seen spellings are not very clear. Okay, because of having wrong spellings also, authorization will not happen. Most workers are unaware which account their Aadhaar was last linked, because many times some banks and financial institutions, they will force these people to link their Aadhaar card, but the worker may forget with which bank account they have linked. So where the money is going, sometimes money is going into Airtel wallets also. So where the money is going, we are not understanding because of this hurry also. Okay, so wages getting diverted to some other account, sometimes into some other workers accounts, the wages also are going, and people are not receiving their amount on time. So savings claims of the governments, like we are saving a lot of money by this Aadhaar, and money is not being diverted, it is misleading. Many of the researchers have found out, find what they are saying, using Aadhaar in Narega has reduced delay in wage payments. Government is saying that wage payments are not delayed because what happens, Aadhaar is being used, so very quickly the empty Narega workers are getting the amount in their accounts, but reality is otherwise. A recent working paper says 31 million Narega wage transactions they have underlined, and they have told that no statistical evidence regarding these claims are there. That means government is claiming that people are receiving money on time. There is no statistics to back up this particular claim. See, lack of sufficient funds also are the reasons for delays. Many times the reason for delay is what? Lack of sufficient funds for the Narega workers. And what are other security concerns here? Banking correspondents using Aadhaar enabled payment system operate without any accountability framework. Sometimes people come to withdraw the money. Once you give your fingerprint, they will be saying it did not work. Second time again you put your fingerprint, they will say it did not work. How many times they are using your account without you knowing? Because many of the people do not know much. They don't have much financial literacy. So what happens? Multiple times they try to authenticate you. Multiple times they will try to authorize you. So each authorization gives access to the banking correspondents who are using the POS machines or whatever, micro ATMs. They will operate your account by taking your fingerprint data. Fine. So several studies and news reports have told how scamsters, they have taken money from workers' accounts without the knowledge of the worker. Fine. And the many times the workers also have been enrolled for various government schemes. I have no idea which schemes I enrolled, but you have used my fingerprint on the machine and you have enrolled me for government, various schemes. 10 crores minority scholarship scam in Jharkhand comes to our example here. Why? Because at that time also many of the banking correspondents, middlemen, government employees, all these people were involved in swindling 10 crore amount for this scholarship. They have used false beneficiaries, fake accounts they have created by manipulating the people's fingerprint data. They created some fake accounts. They took your fingerprint, but they created fake accounts and they siphoned off the money 10 crore scam also happened. So all these are the concerns with respect to Aadhaar. So what is the current now last status is what government is pushing to make Aadhaar enabled payment system mandatory for Narega workers, and many other Narega workers are saying we are not receiving the money in our accounts and it is getting delayed. Okay, so that is what is happening here. And job cards of several active workers have been deleted on being called as ghosts. That means they are saying people have died and they are deleting the bank job cards of the Narega workers. So because of seeing all these things, what we understand is the concerns with respect to insisting of Aadhaar for the DBT, insisting of Aadhaar for the welfare cash provisions for the welfare schemes. All these are under scrutiny as of now. Government should actually pay heed to those warnings and try to have some mechanisms to offset these particular problems with respect to use of Aadhaar. As we have clearly understood what are the problems now, so way forward should be government should rectify these challenges, find these problems. So critics are concerned that government is also now trying to link voter ID with Aadhaar. Now here how many issues may happen, you just try to understand how our Aadhaar data can be misused, and it is also centralized. We don't know how many times, in what ways the government will use our Aadhaar data. So all these concerns still remain. So let us hope the government will try to actually address these concerns and try to bring some solution to this problem. So we can say that they can create digital wallets for privacy. They can make it digital wallets. Instead of having entire data with UIDI, you can have digital wallet system which operates on the basis of blockchain technology for safety and security. So this is what you can quote in your way forward for the answer. Okay, and regarding the Aadhaar based link payments, so we have to find out different way other than the biometric data. We have to also take care of the concerns of proper seeding of the accounts with the Aadhaar, informing the workers about where their accounts are seeded with what bank account. For example, bank account of which bank, SBI or any other bank, whatever account they have, with which bank account they have linked this payment of NPCI. All this information has to be provided to the people. Okay, then only they'll be able to know the amount is actually received or not. And also adding the OTP and other mechanisms. Even OTP, one-time passcodes also are not reliable. But again, for the Aadhaar-based payment system, you don't need OTPs. You just need your Aadhaar number, fingerprint, as well as just your bank name. So government can add some more security measures for people for this Aadhaar-based payments. Okay, otherwise easily you can do online transactions with Aadhaar-based payment if I just have a fingerprint of you and your Aadhaar number. That's it. Fine. So all these are very important concerns. Let us hope government will resolve them. So let us see at the end what some previous year question, 2018 question of UPSC. In the following statement, which of the following statements are true? First one, Aadhaar card can be used as proof of citizenship or domicile. Domicile also talks about your permanent status. Once issued, Aadhaar number cannot be deactivated or omitted by the issuing authority. So these two statements they have given, and they asked which of these statements are correct. So please post your answer in the comment box. I will also check the answers and later I will also post the answer. So if you have any questions, please post in the comment box. I will see you another day. Thank you.